At a school in Kunming, Yunnan, the meat served to students in the cafeteria had already gone bad. The packaging date indicated that this frozen meat, commonly known as zombie meat, was suspected to have been produced in 2015, making it nearly 9 years old. A parent picked up the meat from the plate and said, "The whole pot of meat is rotten. I'd like to see how you plan to cook this for the kids." The parent angrily accused the cafeteria staff. "This is not just negligence, it's about conscience. Where is your conscience?" In China, it's widely known that food is the most basic necessity of the people, and illness enters through the mouth. Food safety affects everyone, every meal, especially children. They are well protected at home, but food safety issues in school is still happening frequently. A recent incident took place at Changfen School, affiliated with Renzi Middle School in Guangdu District, Kunming, Yunnan Province. On October 16, a parent shared a video online saying the raw meat in the school cafeteria had a foul smell. The video circulating online showed several parents standing in the cafeteria's kitchen. Large trays of meat were laid out on the counter. One parent picked up a handful of shredded meat, asked others to smell it, and said it was rotten. Messages on WeChat revealed that many parents noticed their children had diarrhea and stomach pain after arriving at school. This led to frequent sick leaves. Photos taken by parents showed labels on the meat suggesting it was produced in 2015. One parent said, "It's almost 9 years old, nearly as old as my child." However, there is still debate over whether this meat was really from 2015. A parent posted on social media saying the parents' committee raised this issue many times, but the grade director keep suppressing it. Let's see what they say this time. On October 15, the parents' committee organized an inspection. Parents forced their way into the school cafeteria and found it was using frozen meat imported from Brazil. The next day, on October 16, parents returned to the school to protest. Again, they found meat in the cafeteria that smelled bad. Parents were outraged. They said, "Changfen School charges 26,000 yuan a year, yet students are being fed poor quality food." They called the school's actions unacceptable. Footage showed over 100 parents gathered at the school. They were visibly upset and demanding answers and accountability from the school's authorities. Some parents said the school's conduct amounted to a crime, and they called for criminal charges against those responsible. Chinese media reported that a staff member from the Guangdu District Education and Sports Bureau responded saying, "The school cafeteria is operated by a catering company. It is a fully licensed business. The meat was purchased on site this morning. Parents may have thought it had a slight odor." Facing pressures, officials from the Guangdu District Education Bureau later confirmed that some of the meat had an unusual smell. Samples were sent for testing. On October 17th, the Guangdu District Market Supervision and Administration Bureau and the Education and Sports Bureau announced that the cafeteria's food supplies had been sealed. Officials said they had launched an investigation into the school and the catering company. The cafeteria has stopped operations. Changfen School is affiliated with Renzi Middle School in Guangdu District, Kunming, Yunnan Province. It is a private school co-founded in 2016 by Kunming No. 12 Middle School and Yunnan Jingnuo Education Investment Holding Group. Reports show the annual tuition fee at Changfen School is 26,000 yuan. The cafeteria provides lunch and dinner. Each meal costs 14 yuan, which is more expensive than many public schools and even some other private schools. On October 18, a parent from Changfen School posted a video stating, "Changfen Middle School allowed parents to deliver food to their children now." The video showed many parents gathering at the school gate to drop off meals. Comments online included, "If it smells bad, there's no need for tests, it's already obvious. Let the principal and school secretary eat it first." And earlier, a school in Chongqing was found using expired rice, and now this school is serving rotten pork. Yet the food suppliers all have proper licenses. Shouldn't the issuing authorities also bear some responsibility? One social media user shared, "Every night people come to pick up rotten vegetables thrown into the trash bins at the market downstairs. They load them onto electric tricycles. Some say it's people from kindergartens, others say it's local primary schools. It's such a common sight now that no one even finds it surprising anymore." Another commentator said, "I bet there are hardly any schools in the country that would dare to make their cafeterias open for parents to inspect." Chinese media also raised concerns saying if parents hadn't conducted a surprise check, how long would this problem have continued? Where are the routine inspections by the school and relevant authorities? If tainted food continues to be served, it's also a failure of market supervision and food safety agencies. The incident involving rotten meat at the Kunming school cafeteria had been trending online in China. However, many of the videos were gradually removed by internet regulators on October 18th. While the controversy over rotten meat at Changfeng School remains unresolved, on October 18th, a video surfaced showing dozens of students at a school in Puro, Yunnan experiencing symptoms like vomiting and stomach pains. That afternoon, a staff member from the Puro Disease Control Center confirmed on the media that some students had shown signs of discomfort and the cause was under investigation. The video showed a hospital treatment room filled with students in school uniform receiving IV treatment, with many parents by their side. Some expressed concerns that the same issue of zombie meat might be involved. Looking back on July 3, 2015, Yunnan's Spring City Evening News reported that authorities in Puro intercepted a shipment of smuggled zombie meat heading to Kunming. 5 large trucks disguised as banana carriers were found transporting 141 tons of frozen beef and chicken. Some of it had spoiled, with maggots crawling out. Staff described how smuggled chicken feet and wings were purchased abroad for 2 or 3 yuan per kilogram. At that time, the wholesale price in the Puro market was 23 yuan for chicken feet and 27 yuan for wings. On September 12th this year, hundreds of students at Sino-Canada School in Yule District, Changsha, Yunnan, suffered from severe vomiting and diarrhea. The symptoms were strangely similar. Parents were confused. They wondered why their children, despite paying an annual tuition fee of 18,000 yuan, were still getting sick. So they forced their way into the school cafeteria. They found major problems. The cafeteria was using rotten tomatoes, overnight leftovers, and large amounts of pre-cooked food. Parents filed a joint report against the cafeteria. Hospitals later confirmed that students were infected with norovirus after eating spoiled food. On September 11th, there was a case of mass food poisoning at Yima No. 1 Middle School in Shanmenxia, Henan. Chinese social media has reported many cases of mass food poisoning among students in recent years. People are questioning whether these incidents reveal deeper problems within cafeteria safety management. The host of the YouTube channel Chinese Mysteries said, "Solving food safety issues in schools is actually simple. If principals, secretaries, and teachers eat with the students every day, the problem will be fixed. But this is impossible in China. Because of widespread corruption and weak oversight, problems with food safety in school cafeterias keep happening." On October 11th, several Chinese media outlets reported that a branch of Chongqing Grain Group in Yuyuan County repackaged expired emergency rice, added a new production date, and sold it to rural schools. This caused public outrage. On July 13th, parents in Pingguo, Guangxi complained that their children weren't eating well in the school cafeteria and sometimes didn't get enough to eat. An investigation found that meal prices were high and ingredients quality was unstable. A supplier had bribed local officials to secure a 12-year contract to supply food to 43 schools and kindergartens, monopolizing the market. On the show, Venus Hits Mars well-known Chinese host Jing Xing once discussed with her guest why food safety issues in China can't seem to be resolved. She asked, "What is our food safety inspection department even doing? What about the quarantine department?" Sociologist Lu Zhen, a guest on the show, responded,
My solution is very simple. First, make all government officials eat the same food we eat. They shouldn't have their own special supply. If they're eating safely, can we be safe? If we're not safe, can they still manage the issue? Exactly. They're fine, right? So that's the first point. The second solution is if you're, say, a mayor and your city has issues like gutter oil or other food safety problems, you should be immediately removed from office. No excuses. No matter how important you are, you step down. If this rule is in place, they'll focus on food safety all day. It will be eating safely.
Australian-based scholar Fen Chong-yi once told the media that special supply privileges are only available to top-ranking officials. Regular CCP officials don't have access to them. Cancer rates are high across China, and even officials are among the patients. Officials at different levels actually do receive varying degrees of special supply benefits, but they still can't avoid eating out like everyone else. Media reports described a village at the foot of Beijing's Western Hills. This village, Beixinzhuang, is within the Capital Environmental Protection Zone. It houses Jushan Farm, a special supply base for the government. The farm is known for its high-tech, green, pollution-free practices. It grows and raises food for top CCP leaders. Southern Weekly once quoted an insider who said, to ensure the quality of Jushan Farm's produce, the Ministry of Agriculture sent testing agencies from other provinces like Shanxi and Shandong to do cross-checks. Every vegetable at the farm has detailed records, just like population management. Government canteens at all levels follow a special supply model. Sometimes they're open to the public for show, attracting many citizens each time. Insiders revealed that even township-level government canteens have special supply chains for vegetables, seafood, rice, and flour. These are bid for every year and competition is fierce. Collusions between officials and businesses has led to recurring food safety problems in school cafeterias. The highest level of the CCP are aware, but there is no action. According to Caixin report on June 30th, China's National Audit Office released its 2023 audit report. It covered special funds for the Rural Students Nutrition Improvement Program. The audit focused on 159 counties in 13 provinces, reviewing over 23 billion yuan in subsidies from 2021 to August 2023. It found that 19.5 billion yuan was misused by 66 counties for debt repayments and other expenses. Additionally, 41 counties and 1,533 schools diverted 270 million yuan by lowering food standards or creating fake procurement contracts. Some local education departments colluded with suppliers using kickbacks and donations to extract funds for other purposes. Some meal providers cut corners and substituted low-quality ingredients. Violations in meal procurement included choosing suppliers directly and rent-seeking practices in supervision. While authorities acknowledge some of the audit's findings, many believe these issues are just the tip of the iceberg. The Caixin report also mentioned that back in 2017, there were reports showing that meal funds and school operational funds were often siphoned off by school management. Clearly, 6 years later, these issues have not improved. Comments on Weibo shows widespread frustration, and yet they encourage people to have more kids. So what if they find out, has anything improved over the years? They're still picking on rural kids. It's not just rural nutrition funds being misused. Even in cities, those with connections get the best deal, so kids end up either overweight or undernourished. It feels like a colonial government. Regarding the recent scandal at Changfen School in Kunming, based on past experiences, the authorities are likely to find scapegoats, but it usually only affects a company and school leadership. If a death occurs and the case becomes high profile, higher ranking officials might be held accountable. But because they have powerful backers, they often return to their positions quickly, seen as having taken the fall for the party. For example, the 2008 Chinese milk scandal began when many infants who consumed milk from Shenlu Group developed kidney stones. It was later found that the milk contained the chemical melamine. 6 years later, in 2014, former chairwoman Tian Wenhua of Shanlu Group, who was sentenced to life imprisonment, had her sentence reduced to 17 years and 3 months. Officials who were forced to step down because of the incident, like Shijiazhuang Party Secretary Wu Xiangguo, Mayor Ji Chuntang, and Deputy Mayor Zhang Fawang, have all returned to their post. Wu Xianguo, for example, became deputy head of the rural work leading group of the Hebei provincial government in early 2013 and later joined the Hebei provincial government as a party member. The former director of the Department of Livestock at the Ministry of Agriculture, who was demoted over the Shanlu incident, was reappointed in March 2009 as Chief Livestock Officer. Shun Xianzhe, who had been involved in the case, returned as party member and drug safety director at the National Food and Drug Administration and later served as deputy director of the agency. This pattern has frustrated people both inside and outside of the Chinese system, but nothing has changed. Apart from the privileged elites, all Chinese people are surrounded by toxic food. In early July, it was revealed that oil tankers in China were transporting edible oil without cleaning the tanks after carrying coal-derived oil. This involved state-owned China Grain Reserve Corporation, and media described it as akin to poisoning. However, similar issues were reported as far back as 2013. On July 9, China's State Council started an investigation. A month later, the official report stated that only 2 tankers were involved and penalties were issued against the company's vehicle owners and drivers. However, the investigative journalist who exposed the incident faced pressures and censorship. Taiwanese expert Wu Sheqi commented that the CCP's usual response to such events prioritizes regime stability over public welfare. Their actions are loud in words but weak in deeds. In contrast, if such issues happen in Taiwan, the government would act, media would keep up the pressure, and companies would be forced to improve their image. The CCP, on the other hand, is only tightening its control over public discourse. Independent commentator Du Zhen said, just like parents angrily asking cafeteria staff, where is your conscience? If everyone treated these students as if they were their own children, following the traditional Chinese value of do not do to others what you do not want done to yourself, we wouldn't be seeing so many issues. Now, it's the opposite. People harm each other, sometimes even on purpose. The question is, who's in charge? It's the CCP. They've discouraged belief in gods or retribution and has undermined the morality of the Chinese people.